Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing great. Today, we're going to learn English through the incredible story of a footballer who was famous not because he was the fastest player on the field or the strongest, but because he could see something other players simply couldn't. His name is Mesut Özil. His story is about football, dreams, success, pressure, and difficult decisions. So sit back, listen carefully, and enjoy the story. And remember, while you're listening, you're also improving your English. Let's begin. Imagine a young boy growing up in Germany. He doesn't have everything. He isn't born into a life of luxury, but he has something much more important, a dream. That boy is Mesut Özil. From a young age, Ode falls in love with football. He spends hours playing the game, but there's something special about the way he plays. While many young players are focused on running faster and kicking harder, Ozil is thinking differently. He watches, he observes, he waits, and then suddenly he makes a pass that nobody else expected. The ball travels through a tiny space between defenders and reaches his teammate perfectly. People begin to notice. Ozil has something that is difficult to teach: vision. In football, vision means the ability to see opportunities before other players see them, and this becomes one of Ozil's greatest strengths. But becoming a professional footballer is not easy. Talent is only the beginning. You need discipline, you need patience, and most importantly, you need to continue when things become difficult. Ozil works hard and eventually begins his professional career in Germany. His performances attract attention, and soon he gets the opportunity to play for Werder Bremen. This is where the world begins to discover the young midfielder. He doesn't play football like everyone else, he plays with creativity. He moves calmly, he looks almost relaxed, and then he creates something extraordinary. A perfect pass, a clever movement, a beautiful assist. Soon, bigger clubs start watching him. Then comes a huge opportunity: Real Madrid, one of the biggest football clubs in the world. Ozil joins the Spanish Giants in 2010, and suddenly the young footballer from Germany is sharing the pitch with some of the biggest stars in football. The pressure is enormous. Millions of people are watching. Every mistake can become tomorrow's headline. But Ozil doesn't run away from the pressure. Instead, he plays his football. At Real Madrid, he becomes known for his incredible passing ability and creativity. He provides assists for some of the greatest forwards in the world, and fans begin to love him. But Ozil's journey is about to become even bigger. In 2013, he makes another major move. This time, he joins Arsenal in England. For many football fans, this is a dream transfer, and Ozil quickly becomes one of the most important players at the club. His ability to create chances is extraordinary. Sometimes he seems to know where his teammate will be before the teammate even gets there. That is the magic of his style. He doesn't always need to score. Sometimes his greatest contribution is the pass before the goal. And this teaches us something important about life. You don't always have to be the person in the spotlight to make a difference. Sometimes your greatest strength is helping someone else succeed. Ozil also reaches the highest level of international football. He plays for Germany. And in 2014, Germany reaches the FIFA World Cup final. The final is against Argentina. The match is tense. The score remains 0. Then, in extra time, Germany scores. Germany becomes world champion, and Ozil is now a World Cup winner. Think about that for a moment. A boy who once dreamed of becoming a footballer is now standing at the top of the football world. But success has another side, and this is where Ozil's story becomes more complicated, because becoming famous doesn't mean life becomes easy. In fact, sometimes success brings even more pressure. People begin judging everything you do: your performances, your decisions, your interviews, your relationships, your mistakes. And Ozil experiences intense criticism during his career. Eventually, he announces his retirement from international football in 2018. His relationship with the German national team becomes one of the most controversial parts of his career. Later, his career takes him to Turkey, where he plays for Fenerbahce and then Istanbul Başakşehir. But by this point, injuries and other difficulties have affected his career. In March 2023, Ozil announces his retirement from professional football. His playing career is over, but his story is not. Because when you look back at his journey, you can see something bigger than football. You can see a young boy with a dream. You can see years of hard work. You can see incredible success, but you can also see criticism, pressure, disappointment, and difficult decisions. And that is what makes his story interesting. Real success is rarely a straight line. Sometimes you move forward, sometimes you fall. Sometimes people misunderstand you, sometimes you have to make difficult choices. But your journey is still your journey. Mesut Özil became famous because of football, but his story teaches us something that applies to all of us. Talent can open the door, but discipline keeps you moving. And there is another lesson. Don't compare your journey with someone else's. Every person has a different path. Ozil had his own. You have yours. Maybe today you are at the beginning. Maybe nobody knows your name. Maybe people don't believe in your dream. That doesn't mean your story is over. It might simply mean that your story has just started. So keep learning, keep improving, keep practicing, and most importantly, don't give up just because success takes longer than you expected. Because sometimes the person nobody notices today becomes the person everybody remembers tomorrow. And that was the journey of Mesut Özil, a boy with a football, a dream, and a vision. Now let's learn 5 useful English words from today's story. Vision, the ability to see or imagine what could happen. Example, he had great vision on the football field. Discipline, the ability to continue doing what you need to do, even when you don't feel like doing it. Example, success requires discipline. Pressure, stress or difficulty caused by expectations or demanding situations. Example, professional athletes often face enormous pressure. Opportunity, a good chance to do something. Example, joining Real Madrid was a huge opportunity for Ozil. Journey, the process of moving from one stage to another, especially through life. Example, everyone has their own journey. And remember this sentence, talent may get you noticed, but discipline helps you stay at the top. If you enjoyed this story and learned something new, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and come back for another story where you can improve your English while discovering the lives of fascinating people. See you in the next video.